So this is my tutorial kind of behind the scenes for lightsabers and green screens. I thought if I made a lightsaber kind of behind the scenes, people would maybe have appreciation for what it takes to do this. I mean, it's not difficult, but it just takes forever, so I'm going to show you how to do it. We have here After Effects, and I have my footage of me making a complete fool of myself waving around the lightsaber. So what we're going to do is we're going to click Layer, New, Solid, and we're going to make it white. Make sure it's comp size. Alright, so it's going to cover the whole thing. We're going to click the pen tool here up the top, and we're going to draw a mask. So that just makes it so you can only see part of it. Now what we're going to do is we're going to click the little eye so we can't actually see the white. We can only see the mask. I'm going to zoom in here. And we're going to line up the mask to the lightsaber, just like that. Okay. Now we're going to click on the white solid here on the timeline, hit M to bring up the mask properties, make sure mask path is stopwatch checked so we can move it and it won't adjust for the entire sequence. So we'll click next frame, and you basically just have to move the mask over the lightsaber again. Next frame, same deal. And this is why it just takes forever. Right? Now you'll see that the camera can't actually pick up the lightsaber for every frame, so there's a little bit of blur here. You just follow the blur. It's pretty accurate. Right. So consider when you're shooting in 30 frames per second, which is what you're most likely filming in, you have to move the mask 30 frames just for 1 second of footage. That's why it takes forever. Alright, so now that we have the mask, usually you'd have to do this for the entire sequence. I'm not going to do it, but you should have this, right? So what you could do to make it look a little better is go into the mask and add points. And unfortunately you can't do this while you're making the mask because it just makes it harder to move. But you can just round the edge, you know. Make it look a little nicer. I mean, I could do better than that, but I'm not going to right now. Alright, so now that we have the lightsaber, we're going to make it glow. Click on the white solid, duplicate it, take the bottom one, solid settings, change it to whatever color you want the lightsaber to be. Gonna hit OK. New. Alright, so we're going to go into Effect, going to go into Blur and Sharpen Fast Blur. And just, you know, turn it up until we can see it. We're going to do the exact same thing for the white, but we don't want to do it as much. I found that 13 is a good value, makes it nice and round, but not too bad. Alright, so this is what we should have now. Alright, so that's basically how you do lightsabers. Great. Okay, green screens. I've been asked numerous times by random people to do something on green screens for the longest time, ever since I got a green screen. So here we go. This is my green screen. Something you really gotta keep in mind when you do green screens is your lighting has to be really great, or else you'll have shadows like I do here. And you know, you don't want these shadows. I knew that I wasn't going to be going over here, so I can just cut that out. That's why I didn't bother. But you generally don't want any of this stuff, these shadows. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on the footage, and we're going to do Effect, Keying, Keylight 1.2. Then I'm going to take the eyedropper for the screen color, choose one of these. So it's going to key it out. It's going to key out basically like everything that seems around that color. If it doesn't key out enough, like if we had something like this, then we can turn up the screen gain and it'll get rid of it for us. It's at 100 when you start. You might actually have to turn it up because you'll notice if it is at 100 and I scale down the footage, it actually is a little different than the background. So we'll turn up the screen gain, kind of, you know, get it perfect. Then what I'm going to do is make a mask around me, because you know we don't want my my room, or it's not my room, but you know what I'm talking about. You don't want that in there. So there we have it. and you can, move it around. So that's basically green screening in all its glory. After Effects does green screening pretty well. I did it with iMovie. Didn't have as good results, but still pretty good. So that's green screening, and that's it for the tutorial. I hope you guys liked the lightsaber video. Check out the original. It took me forever to make. That's why it was 2 days late. Hopefully I'll be doing tutorials in the future, and I'll see you guys soon.